A very warm welcome to all the viewers of this video lecture. In this lecture, we will talk about arguments and return type in function. This topic belongs to Unit 3, Array and Function. Before moving to further topics, first we will have a quick recap of previous lecture in which we talked about how we can give arguments, how we can pass parameters in a function, and what are the various return types in function, and what are the types of function in C programming. In this lecture, we will talk about the characterization of user-defined function based on the argument and their return types. In previous lectures, we have seen what are functions, why functions are required, and what are the advantages of using a function. We have also talked about the term argument and parameter. We have talked about how we can declare a function, how we can pass the value using a function. So, argument is the term that refers to the input data provided to any function. This data will be provided by the calling function to the called function. Every function will need some sort of data or some sort of instruction to complete its task. The instruction, the statements are there in the function's body, but the data need to be provided to the function by user or calling function. These are the variables that will receive the data sent by the calling program. The arguments serve as the input data to the function to carry out the specific task. There are two types of argument, actual argument and formal argument. The input data or the variables declared in the function prototype or the definition of the function are called formal arguments. When you declare the kind of arguments will be there in the function, they are called formal arguments. When you declare them, when you tell it in the declaration of the function that what type of arguments will be there and how many arguments will be there, those arguments are called formal arguments. And the actual values that are provided to the function at the time of calling are called actual arguments. So whenever you are declaring a function, whatever the arguments you are giving in it are called formal arguments and also called parameters. Those which you can see in the declaration of the function. They are called formal arguments or parameters. And the values that are passed by the calling function to the called function are called actual arguments. The actual input data that is provided by the calling function to the called function are called actual arguments. Every C function must specify the type of data that is being generated, which means it should specify the type of data which will be returned to it. The actual arguments and formal arguments should always match in their data type. This is one very important aspect, that you should always ensure that actual argument and formal arguments, or you can say parameters and arguments, should always match in their type. We also talked about types of function. There are two categories of function in C programming. First is predefined function or standard library functions, and the other is user-defined function. So the predefined functions are built-in standard functions which are there to perform certain tasks. These functions are defined in the header files which you need to include at the start of your program. For example, printf, scanf. These are the basic predefined functions that you use in all of your programs. The other type of function is user-defined functions that are written by the programmer or the coder at the time of writing the program. When the function is called, the execution of the program is shifted to the first statement of the call function. So these user-defined functions are written by the programmer when there is a problem or when there is a task given to a programmer. He or she can divide that task into modules or some subtasks, and those subtasks can be written as different functions. So smaller tasks will be executed separately, and then they will be called in the main program whenever needed or used. These were the points that we discussed in our previous lecture. Now we will talk about the next topic, which is characterization of functions. So here we are talking about the user-defined functions. We will talk about the categorization of user-defined functions on the basis of the number of arguments and return types. A function in C can be called either with argument or without argument, and these functions may or may not return the value to calling function. All C functions can be called either with an argument or without an argument in C program. They may or may not return any value. So as you can see in the diagram, we have a function prototype over here. I will revise it. I have told you about this in our previous lecture, but I will revise once again for your understanding. This is return type of the function. This is the name of the function. And these parentheses are used to represent the parameters. Whatever the parameters will be, they will come here. If there is no parameter, it means there is no argument being passed by this function. Now we will see the various categories that are there in user-defined function. So as I told you that a user-defined function can be categorized in 4 different types based on 2 criteria. So there is function which can be either with arguments or without arguments. So as we have seen that we need to pass arguments to do the calculation, or we need to give some input values to the function to proceed with the calculations. But there are instances when your function don't need any argument or any input value. In that case, it is possible to declare the function without arguments. Now we will see there will be further characterization. If there is a if there is a function which has arguments in it, return a value, then this is the one category. This category is one category. A function with arguments and returns the value. Then there will be another case when there will be arguments but no return value. An argument is being passed to the function, but there is no return value. We will see this with example in further in the lecture. Next instance that can be that function is without argument. There is no need of any argument or any input data to proceed with the functions. So in that case, there can be a chance when a function without argument may return a value or may not return a value. So these are 2 different cases. When there is an argument, there is a function without argument, but it returns a value, and then there is a function without arguments which returns no value. So these are the 4 types. These are the 4 types, or you can say categories of function based on the arguments and return types. Now we will see them one by one. So first category that we are going to talk about is the function with no argument and which returns no value. So in this case, our function is not taking any argument and also it is not going to return any value. When a function has no argument and it does not return any data from the calling function, it does not receive any data from the calling function, it is the case when we do not need any data from the user. There may be some instances, there may be some chances when we don't need any calculative data from the user to perform a particular task. In that case, we will use this type of declaration. When it does not return any value, the calling function does not receive any data from the called function. So what will happen? Because it is not returning any value, this function is not returning any value. So wherever this function has been called from, that function will not receive any data, any value from it. So let's say there are two functions, function A and function B, or we can say function main and function B. This A is main function. This is our main function. So main function is calling function B somewhere and not providing any argument to it. There are no arguments and there are no return values also. So B is performing some tasks. There are some tasks, let's say B has some tasks which is doing, but it's not returning any value. After this curly braces will be executed, the control will again pass to the calling function. A is the calling function or main is the calling function. It calls B at some point. B executes and it does the processing. There are no arguments provided by the A. There are no arguments passed to the B by A, and there are no return value also. Whatever the statements are there are so whenever all the instructions will be executed and curly bracket will be encountered, it will transfer the control over here where it was left, where the B was called, from where the B was called and it left. It will transfer the control over there. So now we will see the syntax. When you need to declare a function with no arguments and no return value, we will put a void in front of function name. So this is function name. We will put a void before the function name, which means that this function is not going to return any value. Whenever you need to write a function which is not going to return any value, you will put void before the name of function. Instead of the data type of return value, you will put void. Later you will write the name of function and then you will leave these parentheses empty, which means there are no arguments. Whenever there are no arguments in a function, you will leave these parentheses empty. So when the function will be called, it will go here, statements will be executed, and when the curly brace will be encountered, it will go back here. So we will see one example. Check prime number is a function that takes input from user and checks whether it is a prime number or not and display it on screen. So this function, we have put void here, which means it is not going to return any value, and the parentheses are empty, which means it is not going to take any argument. So empty parenthesis in check prime number, which is the name of a function, it says that there are no arguments passed to this function. We can see the parentheses are empty here also, so there are no input data with this function calling. Whenever this function has been called over here, this is the function called, we are invoking the function here. There is no argument that has been passed with it. It will take the control here. This function, complete function, will be executed and it will perform all the tasks. The return type of function is void, hence no return value will be given after the execution of this program, this function. When the last curly brace will be encountered, it will take the control here. Now we will see the next category, which is a function with no argument but a return value. So there could be instances where we may need to design a function that may not take any argument, but it will return a value to the calling function. So what will happen at that time? Because it is returning a value, we will put the data type of the value over here. Whatever the data type of return value, we'll put it here. Then we will write function name, and later we will leave these parentheses empty because there is no argument. Because there is no argument provided or passed by this function, we will leave these parentheses empty. When this function will be called, there will be empty parentheses because no arguments are passed. It will take the control here. Statements will execute and it will return the value of x at this point. The empty parenthesis in this function means there is no argument. But this data type here means it will return a value of integer type. Now we will see the example. There is this function with no arguments, but it will return a value. The empty parenthesis in get integer, this is the function. This is the function, user defined function. It has a return value of integer type, but the parentheses are empty, which means there are no arguments passed by this function. So now we will see when this function is called, it will take the control here. This is the function and its body. It will execute and it will return the value of n here, and then the processing will be done, and based on that this or this statement will be printed. So empty parenthesis in get integer means the statement indicates that no argument is passed to the function, and the value returned to the calling function from the called function is assigned to n. So there is an value which is being returned. Here the integer, here the get integer function takes input from the user and returns it, and could check whether the given number, the n, is prime or not. So the checking of prime or not will be done here. The taking value from the user is done here. Okay. So now we will talk about the next category, which is the function with argument but no return value. There are instances when a function has the argument but it does not return any value or any data to the called function. So in that case, we will put void before the function name because it is not returning any value when there is no any return value. When the function is not returning any value to the calling function, we put void at the place of data type of return value before the function name. Then we write the function name and then we write the arguments with the data type of the argument and its name. At the time of calling function call, whenever the function is invoked, it takes the control to the function. Statements are executed, and when the curly brace is encountered, it takes the control to the place where it has been called from. So because there are arguments which are passed here, like for function we have passed the value x which goes here. Let's say some value x has been given to the function and it is passed here to int x. Whatever the statements are there, they are executed, and when there is curly braces, it leaves the control and go to the point where it has been called. Because there is no return value, it will wait for the curly brace to stop executing. We will see this example. In this example, the integer value entered by the user is passed to the check prime and display function. The function is check prime and display, which has a return type void. There is no return value, so we have put void before the return type before the function name, and it takes an argument or it takes a value of integer type. Now when this function is called over here, we have asked for a value from user. User will input a value of n. Then we are calling the function with n. So n is a value that we are taking from the user. Here this value of n will be passed here at the calling time. This value of n will be passed to the function. The control will go here. The processing, the execution will be done here, and if the flag is 1, the function check prime display will check whether the argument passed to it, whether the number that has been passed to it is prime or not, and display the appropriate message. Whatever the value is, according to the value it will display the message whether the number is prime or not. But because it is printing a message, this function is taking an argument, taking a value, checking whether it is prime or not, and then display the appropriate message accordingly, but it is not returning any value to calling function. That is why there is no return. And when we find this curly brackets, the control goes over here. Okay. Now we will see the last category, which is the normal function that we have already studied, the function with argument and return value. A simple function which has arguments and also has a return value. In this type, we have already studied how we declare this. We put the data type of return value before the function name. Then we give a name to the function. A unique name should be given to the function, a meaningful name which is relevant to the task that is going to be done in the function. After the name of the function, we give the arguments with the data type of the arguments. So when this function will be called, there will be some argument, some input data that will be passed to the calling, passed by the calling function to the call function. The value of that argument will be passed over here, and statements will be executed. And because there is a return statement, this return statement will take the value of x, whatever the calculation has been done. According to that, it will take the value of x and it will return this value over here, and further processing will be done, further execution will be done. So the input from user is passed to the check prime number. In this example, this function is there, check prime number, which is returning integer type value and taking int n as input. So the input from user is passed to the check prime number function, and this function checks whether the passed argument is prime or not. If the passed argument is prime, the function returns so the input from user is passed to the check prime number function, and if the passed argument is prime, the function returns 0, and if the passed argument is non-prime number, the function returns 1, and the return value is then assigned to the variable flag over here. The return value goes from here and it is assigned to the variable flag, and then further instructions will be executed. It will check whether the flag is 1. If it is 1, then it will print the number is it is not a prime number, and if it is 0, it will publish that the number is prime number. So depending on whether flag is 0 or 1, appropriate message will be printed in the main function or the calling function. So here there were function arguments. There were a function with the arguments which was passed over here. N was passed to the call function, and then there was return values which was returned here at the point where it has been called from. So this was an example for function with arguments and as well as return values. So which approach is better? It totally depends on the problem that you are trying to solve. Different problems may need different type of approach or different type of category of functions to be used. So based on the arguments and return value, we have talked about 4 categories. The first is function with no arguments and no return value, then with arguments but no return value, then no arguments but a return value, and then at the last the arguments and the return value are there. The category with the function with the arguments and return value. So if the function is not going to return any value, you should always put void. You should always take care that you put a void before the function name if it is not going to return any value. And if it does not have any arguments, if the function is there are no arguments are passed to the calling function, then you should remain the parenthesis empty. So this was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any feedback or suggestion or query, you can leave an email to me on this email ID.